Alright, I got a 110 power line coming in to a multi-outlet. This is on a 20 amp breaker and it works fine. We got 4 connections here, all labeled, all 110. And this is all the power you need to bring into the system. One's for the freezer, one's for the controller, Glovebox controller, and what else do we have here? Freezer, the light, and anti-chamber controller. She's on the front there, I'll show you that later. The anti-chamber controller is actually needs to be stepped up so they have a transformer. It's stepped up to 230 volts, so it's a 115 to 230 volt transformer. So you got 115 coming in. So you got these 4 outlets. Your other utilities would be your nitrogen coming in. That operates your valves and purges the box. And when you need to do a regen, you're going to connect your regen gas to here. That's a 3/8 inch swage lock. This is also 3/8, but I got to adapt it down to a 1/4. This is your nitrogen coming in. The other thing would be this is your vacuum line to your manifold from your vacuum pump. And this is your power cord for the vacuum pump, which is connecting the back here, and it's well labeled. And this is your media in here. It's going to your filter to clean out your oxygen and moisture. The blower is internal, so the gas from the box will come through here, through your trap here, and then back out in this way here. These lines here, I have an O2 analyzer hooked up. It's our own. It's our house system, and we need a vacuum pump in order to pull. Well, as you can see up there, 1.5 liters per minute. We have a gas flow coming out of the box from here into the monitor, and then a vacuum pump pulling it out. So that's our house system here, and that you will not receive. You just heard right here, this is your compressor for your freezer. It just turned on. Okay, this is your how you set your pressure inside the box. This is to the negative side. You can adjust that down to minus 15 millibar, and your positive side can be plus 15 millibar. Right now I'm at slightly negative pressure here, about minus 1 millibar, and the gloves are pulled in. I'll open that up a little bit and I'll show you. With the foot switch you can increase the pressure, and what we're doing now is allowing nitrogen into the box. You can see the gloves are going to push out. Take out pressure. Now the vacuum pump is pulling out the nitrogen gas from the box through a valve. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set it around 0. When you're at 0, you can see you get the two bars here. Indicate you're at 0 setting. And one other thing, this is your controller for your freezer here. I have it set at minus 35, and what it does is it'll drop down to minus 35 and allow it to warm up to minus 30, and then it'll kick back on. So that's your hysteresis of your freezer between minus 30 and minus 35. Right now it's cooling, you can turn on, and it's going to drop down to minus 35. At minus 35, the compressor will shut off. Stay off until it hits minus 30, turn back on. This is the O2 analyzer that was advertised with the system that is not working. I disconnected it. We didn't test it or anything. But we'll send it along in case you want to get it repaired. What we're doing is using our house oxygen monitor here, and as you can see, we're at 0.287 parts per million of oxygen. Look inside up here, you can see that's where the blower is. And I'll open the freezer for you. There's a few shells that'll go in there, but they're at the painter right now being painted. We cleaned them up for you. Just to explain it here further, we got a vacuum pump on off switch. And that'll turn the power off to your vacuum pump if you need to shut it off. And we also have a circulator or blower on and off. When the circulator is off, the valves to the purifier close and isolate that. And as you turn it on, the valves of the purifier will open, as well as the blower turning on, so then you get circulation through your system, through your purifier. And then when you need to do a regen, basically you just turn this here slightly. Let me just shut this off for a second to show you that it will operate. The program will turn on, it will begin heating, it will purge, evacuate, cool, cycle all the way around back to stop. Takes about 13 hours, 13 to 16 hours. You see now our freezer went down to minus 35, the compressor shut off. Okay, we got two ante-chambers here. The mini ante-chamber, basically that's manually operated. I have it under vacuum now. Let me just increase the pressure in the box slightly. Keep this at positive pressure. See here, it's venting it back up. It's using the gas from the box. And then you can open your, close this off first. That's basically for smaller parts if you need to get something inside the box that's small. Now at this point what you would do is cycle it a few times. Turning it to the right will evacuate it. The gauge is being pulled down to -1 bar. And then you can cycle it a few times. Bring in the gas from the box into the mini ante-chamber. Evacuate it. So you'll cycle it a few times to clear this out, and then you can bring the part in. And finally, we got the large ante-chamber here, and that's controlled by the microprocessor control lock chamber box up top here. You have a power button here. Now I'll just go over how you can manually evacuate and fill. Right now, we have a slight vacuum here, your vacuum gauge reading from here of your large ante-chamber. And we can refill it. Now this is pulling in a lot of gas from the box, so it's monitoring the pressure to make sure it doesn't go below the low set point on the DMR. And if you look at the gauge up here, you can see it's moving back towards that. I had it under vacuum.
Okay.
Okay, the refill light will shut off to indicate that it's that atmosphere. You also have the gauge here you can look at. These are 0. And you can open your large anything. And there's a shelf in here. You have to put your parts in here on the shelf. Close it up. Close the anti-chamber door. Take it off a refill here. You can evacuate it here manually. Do an evacuation. I'm just going to do it real quick. Refill. And then fold that one. You can manually evacuate and refill your chamber. Large anti-chamber. Or you can switch the key to auto mode. I'll do that as soon as it connects up. This here is your indication for how many cycles it'll do. So when you evacuate, backfill, evacuate, backfill for 3 cycles, I have to program that. And this potentiometer here, you can adjust your how low in vacuum you want to go. Just for a note, it'll go to about 80% when it's set to 10. So that way it ensures that it will at least evacuate some and backfill. And if you want to increase the vacuum on that, you would have to dial down your potentiometer to a lower number. But I'll leave it here set at 10. And let's just do a 1 cycle time state. Switch the key, you'll see that the auto light comes on. And I'll hit the auto mode. So what it's going to do is evacuate and backfill for 1 cycle. When that's done, the gas light will come on, and it'll tell you that you're able to open the inner door. So we'll wait for that. It'll take some time here, but you'll see it'll pump down to about the 80 on the bottom here, about 0.5 millibar, and then it'll refill back up. Alright, the auto cycle is done, and the gas light will turn on. I'll increase the pressure in there a little bit so I get my arms in, and we'll open the door. You can slide your shelf in, take the parts off as needed. Move this back up.